You better get those feet tapping, fingers snapping, all hands clapping. Buckle up, gobble some podcorn. It's the Mickle Pod and Pickle with Mickle. And here we go. Let me start the show today by saying it is Friday, and how the hell are you? It's probably getting close to almost, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern time by the time this gets out there. And I will also say this. If you know what cluster headaches are, then you fucking know. That's all you got to say about those. And that's what you can say. I'm in a cluster cycle, but we got a little freedom, got a little relief. So we're going to get right to it. It is National Popcorn Day. And that just doesn't do enough for me. I mean, what kind of popcorn? Popcorn has evolved into so much more than a corn kernel that expands and puffs up when heated. Cracker Jack took peanuts and popcorn, made your lips smack. I typed in popcorn, pal. Kettle Heroes popcorn, Poppin' Love, Gilbert Kettle Corn, Sun Snacks, Papa Mays popcorn. Is it Garrett popcorn? That's the Chi-Town favorite. That's the corn you got to get if you're in Chi-Town. Or just about anywhere, I guess. Do you even put popcorn around the Christmas tree anymore? I don't know. I know we don't. We throw little plastic snowballs. It's a lot of fun. It's a Christmas Eve tradition. This is fun. Traditional cheese and caramel popcorn, out of here. I've got kickin' caramel, caramel cheddar, churro, confetti, cookies and cream, cheddar bacon. Yes, these are flavors of popcorn. Now we're popping on a Friday, and there's a lot to get to. First, more fun facts courtesy of Britannica. It was on this day, January 19th, in 1955. Think about this. The first televised presidential press conference was delivered by Dwight D. Eisenhower. We like Ike, and that's about as political as it's going to get round here. Even in an election year, you can get that stuff somewheres else. Round here, you can bet we'll get on the court, talk some pickle action. APP is in Punta Gorda, Florida. PPA gearing up for a desert swing. And I will still ramble and rant, even dare I say, pontificate about serves and balls and competition. Pickle places, open courts. Look, there's a lot going on in the Pickleverse. I will not get started on the new Spring Football League, the UFL, the UFL. Spoiler alert, Toiler, I believe it will FAIL. I will look at the road to Vegas. It has narrowed. Fans in Texas and Philly are already thinking baseball. Did you think we were getting seamy with it, with that little popcorn intro? No way, Jose. You know when we talk baseball, and it's not yet. No hoops, not even any golf. 4 weeks, people. 4 weeks to the Super Bowl. And that inevitable feeling that we are stuck in the sludge of the sports year. 4 weeks after that, there will be the Oscars. And recently, there were the Emmys. You know this show, you know I'm a big fan of the screens and streams. So let's do a little recap. Screens movies, streams TV, they'll both do both, I guess. The Emmys focus on TV. I'll give you some winners and maybe some others worth a binge. Maybe you're on a plane, you're stuck somewhere. You've listened to the most recent episode of this show, Mickle Pod and Pickle with Mickle, or you live where it snows and can't get an indoor pickle court reserved. That can happen. Drama, winner, Succession. If you haven't seen Succession, how did Ricky Bobby put it? I'm just not sure what to say. Andor, in the same category, pretty good. And I think Yellow Jackets is underrated. Comedy winner, The Bear. Another one you probably should have heard of, maybe seen. If not, go to season 2. The Christmas episode is pure gold. And both shows, Succession and The Bear, backed up the big winners, best comedy, best drama, with their stars nabbing actors and actresses awards of the same high level. Best actors, best actresses, even supporting. Kieran Culkin, yes, of that Culkin name, he's scintillating in his role in Succession. Snara Snooks, Broody Shiv, she won. It's written well in a show that has a big cast. other shows of note. Wednesday, Jury Duty, and Barry. I didn't know Barry was still out there. Beef is great, which is also a great segue to get on the court. I mean, what's your beef with the new serve roll? Do you have one? It's that time.
Dinking, smashing, third shot dropping, got pickleball fever, and it's not stopping. It's Pickle and Mickle. Pickle and Mickle. Pickle and Mickle, all right.
Yes, it is. Pickle with Mickle, all right. Last Friday, I was on the court with Michael Lloyd. He is now down in Florida doing work at the APP doorstop in Punta Gorda, held at the Pickleplex, which just sounds awesome. There's a lot to be said about the APP. If you haven't heard that interview with Michael, you should check it out. APP has just also announced its permanent headquarters at the Fort, another great name, not to be overlooked in this stop, is also featuring the Humana Cup. Go back, check out my interview with Tom DiCaprio. We talked a little about that. This is the senior-focused team league that's going to have 7 total events, the first one being right there at the Pickleplex in Punta Gorda. There's a lot of talent out on APP. And wasn't it just last year, most thought, and I heard rumblings and might have mentioned it myself, that the APP was the league that might crumble as PPA and MLP looked to be the main tour focus. They certainly were taking all the headlines. Rumbles on PPA, MLP front continue to be all about those Benjamins. And I say, if you're not getting paid or supposed to get paid, I don't really see how it affects you or me. We're going to see how it shakes out. I don't read too much into the pickle juice when, wow, players jump sponsors. That's great radio, even for a podcast when you just cough. The PPA will jump over, and I'm not going to edit it. The PPA will jump over another weekend and then be right out here at Desert Ridge. Let's see some pickle gators. Go to themicklepod.com. Get your shirt. Support the movement. If you see me around locally, and I'm around, I might even be at Pickle Mall on Saturday. I might have some with me. There's a little thing down at Pickle Mall on Saturday. Pickle tournament for Huskies. Huskies for Pickle. Pickle for Huskies. Hey, anything where you can support dogs, even Huskies, get down there and check it out. I don't know if you can play in the tournament. I think it was already filled. It's an MLP style deal. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be down there. Like I said, I might have some shirts. Bounce or not bounce, that's the question, along with Vulcan and, of course, paddles. Now, the last one, I haven't heard a lot coming out of the Masters in regard to paddles or the paddle testing. We'll let that take some momentum. Probably 3 new paddles just dropped during me saying that sentence. Yes, there are a lot of paddles out there for you to choose from. Let's stay on serve. The serve starts the game. A lot of varying opinions on the serve in pickleball, i.e. it's not that important since it's an underhand below the waist motion, unlike an overhead tennis serve, not a real advantage. The serve in pickleball is not a weapon, and now it's bounce or no bounce. Now, I think the rule is, at least at certain events, that you got to bounce it or you got to drop it. I take the side that the serve can be very tactical and huge in setting up the point, right? We know that return, it's going to have to bounce. Based on where you serve, you can, I think, kind of control where that return is going, where it is going to bounce. And trust me, you can get a lot of heat on that serve. Enough heat in a game of pickleball. For me, and I trust this approach from some pros, I have bounced it off. You like that? Being able to get the ball deep on the serve is where you want to be. Now, that's coming from me and at a rec level. Remember, I'm now a 3.6 player. I'll probably repeat that again here in a minute. Try to vary the speed as you can. Move it around the baseline. As a 3.6 player, it doesn't matter to me whether I got to bounce the ball or not, or it really doesn't matter what ball we play with. If everyone agrees, I agree the Pro V1 is too expensive, so I'm not going to pay similar in comparison for some Vulcan ball just because they're using it on the PBA tour. And so far what I've heard is it's a lot like the Dura, and I like the Dura, and the Dura's a little cheaper. And I heard this thing cracks. I heard this thing warps. I've also heard it's more green. I haven't really seen one yet. I haven't, except on the interwebs. Now, it leads back to the cost of the sport is rising. I mentioned paddles, 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 paddles everywhere. Hey, you need a new paddle, get out there, test some. You can go to some of these places, demo some paddles that are out there. Find the one you're like. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on paddles right now because I'm not going to ruin an interview we have potentially coming up on the show. So if you do get out there to Desert Ridge, tickets are largely sold out for the main court. So prepare to Picklegate on the lawn. You can do it. It can get crowded on the fence line. If you haven't been out there, you'll know what I mean. Like I said, I'm lining up some great interviews. It's going to be next level. When I sit down with Nick of Next Level Pickleball, there's your toiler. How about some crab cakes and football? We're getting off the court and into the harbor.
Danny, I need that ball. Get me the ball.
You need the ball.
Get me the ball.
Get you the ball.
Are you gonna get me the ball?
I'll get you the ball.
When you're in Baltimore, any time is a good time to get down to the Inner Harbor, maybe over on Fells Point, get some crab cakes, take in the historical district. This weekend, you might even bump into some Texans. Do all you can to put on the blinders right now. Keep them on all the way to Vegas. You got to stay focused. It's the divisional round. No coaching carousels or draft day fantasies need make a sound. Each of our number one seeds will take the stage on Saturday, and we start in Baltimore, where the song has remained the same for Lamar Jackson, over in this round of the playoffs in his career, and he faces a Texans team that comes in with a fiery coach and is hungry, dare I say, gaining momentum. That's right. I see that as key in this matchup. Yeah, Ravens got the bye. They got all that rest. Has it helped them in the past? Can they rev right up? Lamar must look at this game and get it done. Not ahead, not back. Stay focused. How the Texans can stop that? Pressure cover. Follow me. They have to make Lamar be the passer. Yes. I know we hear that all the time. Yet, now that we see Lamar is likely to throw to his tight end again, those targets have been increasing. Key on it. They've been on the rise. He's been throwing to that guy. And it's not going to be, Andrews ain't coming back. If the secondary keeps flowers from blooming in the end zone, it is my opinion there will be some timely sacks. Turnovers always matter. Lamar gets loosey-goosey with the ball when he runs. We want to make sure they run with Edwards. The Texans can hang even if the Ravens are rolling on the ground. C.J. Stroud is showing you what growth, understanding, and of course, talent can look like. His timing with Nico Collins is developing and has the look of one of those pairs. It's now here in the present and looks sustainable for the future. Getting chunk runs will help Houston as well. I expect the Ravens to be watching Schultz as CJ's safety valve. It's all about, will the time off spoil what may be Lamar's second MVP and a chance at super glory? I say it's closer than you think, and the Ravens pull it off to get a championship home game and keep that drive to Vegas alive. Hang on. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas! You think we get there by midnight?
Honey, we're gonna be up 500 by midnight.
Vegas!
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Yeah, we'll go to Vegas for the Super Bowl. Right now, we're going out to Santa Clara, Battle of the Bay, San Francisco, Green Bay. Guys like me harken this back to when it was Young and Favre, or even Rajas back there. And now even people want to say how this Jordan Love-led team is going to poise all different sorts of challenges from the Niners than one that might have been led by number 12, who is now a Jet. Okay? Is Rodgers going to be out there? I don't think so. He's in a dark room or on a pub crawl or on a ayahuasca journey, which is fine. Remember, he's Jordan Love. That's all he is. All right? He had a hell of a game against them Cowboys, and I don't care, even though I would love to see them come make a game of it, and they're coming to make a game of it. LaFleur is going to have a little bit of a game plan. Remember, these guys all know each other. Remember, they were all on the same freaking Redskins staff, for crying out loud. Of course, you can't have that much coaching talent together, and just like you can't have that much playing talent together, which is exactly what you have on the 49ers. All right, the 49ers have been one of the best teams in football all year. They got the rest. You know what? You know who needed that rest? Bosa. And you know what happens when you get a rested Bosa? Bad things. I mean, come on. You don't think he wants to come and put Jordan Love's face in the dirt? You think Debo and McCaffrey and Ayuk and stinking Kittle aren't ready to go? What's Kittle going to do with his hair, for crying out loud? He might dye it San Francisco red. I hope he does. Maybe he paints it Packer green and yellow, like across his face, Braveheart style. I mean, that guy's going to get loose. I expect this game to be fast and loose. I think the defense can make some plays for Green Bay. They might be able to shake up Purdy a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But remember, the game's not too big for him. And he's at home. He has proven to do what he can do. And what they can do is score in the red zone, something that has baffled other teams somehow, and also explode for points at any time, and they've got a defense nobody wants to play. So what am I trying to say? This is not a game from 30 years ago. This is 2024. This is the San Francisco 49ers. It's the Green Bay Packers. We're going to have a good game. It's going to be the second game. And I predict that the Niners are going to win, and they're going to be waiting for a certain team to come out there, and we're going to see that team play on Sunday. So we're going to leave Saturday and go to Sunday to finish off today's episode, finish off the divisional round of the playoffs. So far, I got Ravens winning, waiting. I got Niners mining the field in Santa Clara and waiting as well. Who is going to meet those two in what will be our championship games? We're going to find out right after this. It's always beard season. Beard up with Valhalla Beard and Body. The finest handcrafted balms and soaps. You'll love how that beard looks, how you feel. And hey guys, she'll notice too. Use promo code MIC15 at ValhallaBeardandBody.net. The Mickle Pod and Pickle with Mickle is all new twice a week, all major podcast apps. Earbuds in, podcorn ready. It's back to the show. Game 1 on Sunday is another NFC Divisional showdown, and it's in D-Town. That's right, Detroit gets to host a divisional playoff game for the first time in a long time. And let me tell you, like I've told you, these are not my fathers, your grandfathers, or even our Lions that we can remember. This is Dan Superfly Campbell's Lion team. They got Jared Goff. They got the Mummy St. Brown, Montgomery, Gibbs. They've got the weapons. They've got the defense. And they got Baker and the Bucs coming to town. This can't line up any better for the Lions. Not because it's Baker and the Bucs who are very capable of winning. What has Baker shown he can do? Win. I mean, he's won in Cleveland. He's won in Tampa Bay. And now he's got the Bucs humming, coming into Detroit. The problem is the Lions are roaring. Winning that first game at home, hanging on to beat the Rams. It doesn't matter how you got that win. It's that you got it. Monkey off back. It reminds me, even though it wasn't a Super Bowl, of when they pulled a monkey off Steve Young's back after he blew out the bolts in that Super Bowl. Look, the Lions are ready. I see the Lions ripping this thing apart and heading out to Santa Clara for what is going to be one hell of an NFC championship game and the right to get to the Super Bowl. That's how I see it. There's no other way to say it. They're fast, they're mean, they're hungry. They've got that coach who's ready to get out there on the field and show you how to do it. I mean, you better check a guy if he blocks a punt in this game and that is not the coach, for crying out loud. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about the Bucks. They got here. They deserve to be here. Great year, Bucks. What are they going to do in the offseason? They're going to re-sign Baker? Wait a minute. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the game on Sunday. 3 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock out here on the desert on NBC. No, you don't have to buy a freaking subscription to Peacock to see it. All right? There's my feeling about that. I'm feeling a little better right now. Crying out loud. Let's go Lions. This is my dark horse Super Bowl team from a long time ago. You can listen to this show. I said it. I said they were a dark horse Super Bowl team, and I'm not backing off. Go Lions. Goff throws 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. They're going to run for another 100. They got no answer for the mummy out there because nobody does. So let's go to the night game. The beauty, the one everybody wants to see. Chiefs, Bills, part 3? Is it part 3? For the right to go to the championship game and face those Ravens in Baltimore, right? We saw it coming. The Bills tried to play their way out. We thought the Dolphins might be something. They weren't. And here's the Chiefs, and here's the Bills. Here's Mahomes, here's Kelsey, here's Reed. Here's the Chiefs defense. Here's Buffalo, covered in snow. Awesome. What's the weather going to be like in Orchard? It's going to be balmy, like 20 degrees. They're going to be fine. Warmer than it was in Kansan for that freaking Dolphins nightmare that we had to buy on Peacock. At any rate, 6-2 on the road, 7-2 at home. Chiefs, Bills. What's going to give? Got to keep finding Diggs. You better find Diggs. Can Cook run for the Bills? You know, I set it up last time, bagging on the Bills and their ability to run. Well, they ran over the last team that they played in that game. And they're going to need to do that again. You're going to need to control the ground, not with Josh Allen. Find some timely passes. Because that Chiefs defense, I expect Spags to be a little ready. Count how many Spags we get during the broadcast. What's the over-under on Spags? Let's see. What's the over-under on the game, for crying out loud? Who's favored in this thing? We got Buffalo at 3. Just getting the home field 3, 2.5. We got. I mean, let's put it 4.5 on the number of Spags we get during the broadcast from the announcers. 4.5 is the number on Spags. I'm going over, and I'm going to keep track. At the end of the game, here's what I expect. I expect the Bills to be on top. I expect the Bills Mafia to be heading down to Baltimore for a showdown and a right to get back to that Super Bowl. I mean, what is it? 4 division titles in a row for Buffalo and not even a trip to the bowl? I mean, 4 division titles in a row meant 4 AFC championships and 4 trips in a row to the freaking Super Bowl, Buffalo. We got to get back there, and you got to get one. Wouldn't Bills Lions be awesome? We're going to have to wait. We're going to have to find out. But that's what I think. Let me recap it again for you. We're going to go backwards to stay forwards. On Sunday, I got the Bills clipping the Chiefs in Buffalo. I got the Lions taking out the Bucks. Oh my God, I got the Niners over the Packers. And I got the Ravens pulling it out over the Texans. So where's the upset going to happen? One's got to happen, right? Where do you see it? All right. Here's your toiler. It might happen. It just might happen in Baltimore. That's about the only place I see it. That's about the only place I see it. I don't see Mahomes getting it done. Not this time. Not this time. And I'm out of time. I got to go. I'm going to see you Monday. I called all chalk. I don't believe it. Except for maybe the Dark Horse Texans. You guys have a great weekend. Get out and play some pickleball. And we're going to see you Monday. Soon, we're going to see me on my YouTube channel, Mickle Pod. We're going to be videoing the show. Was hoping to start that sooner than later, but clusters everywhere. And that's just never fun. Take care. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. And I'm going to see all y'all right here next time for more